This conference will now be recorded.
So in today's session, we are going to discuss about the pagination, and then we'll see the feature called as extension controller. Now, so first of all, we have to understand what exactly the pagination, what is the use, why should we go for the pagination inside the Visual Force page, and how to implement the pagination, and how can we split the records to the various small pieces called as pages. We'll see practically in this case. Now, for example, assume that I have an object. For example, I have an object. So this is my account object. Here is my account object. I'm having this account object. Inside this account object, I'm having some 500 records. I'm having this 500 records inside my account object. Now I want to represent these 500 records into my Visual Force page. Here I have a Visual Force page. I have a Visual Force page here with the name show accounts page. There is a Visual Force page. Inside this page, I want to represent the records in the form of tabular format. I would like to have a table inside this Visual Force page. In this table, I would like to represent those records. So what are the records are available inside my account object? Those records I want to represent in the form of tabular format inside my Visual Force page. I want to show these records. Like as I want to show the account record name and the industry, the rating, and the phone. These are the columns information I want to fetch, I want to represent. You know how to do that. So what needs to be done? We have to write a business logic class. Inside the business logic class, we have to prepare an SOQL query. Through this SOQL query, collect the records available inside this particular object and store inside a collection. And once the records are available inside the collection, then we can able to represent these records on your Visual Force page by binding to the page-block table. This is a concept we used to do generally. Now, so we are writing one SOQL query. Now, through this SOQL query, we are collecting the records from this account object. All the 500 records we can able to collect. Why? Because this SOQL query is having the capability to fetch maximum of 50,000 records. SOQL query is having the capability to fetch maximum of 50,000 records, so that I'm collecting these 500 records from the object, storing inside a collection, and this collection of records I'm representing inside my Visual Force page. It's a common process here. Now, so whatever the 500 records has been collected, all the 500 records will be getting visible inside my Visual Force page in the form of tabular format. Now, for example, assume that inside my Visual Force page, inside my object, assume that I'm having some 5,000 records are available. Inside my account object, I'm having 5,000 records. What will happen in this case? Will my query will return all the 5,000 records or not? Yes. Because SOQL query is having the capability to return maximum of 50,000 records. SOQL query is having the capability to return maximum of 50,000 records, but here I'm having only 5,000 records inside my table. So it will be returning all the 5,000 records from the object. So those records will be storing inside my collection. Now tell me, can we represent all these 5,000 records inside my Visual Force page? No. Why? Because that already told you in our initial concept of Visual Force page during the page tag properties. During the page tag properties, already have given the information. A Visual Force page can have the capability to show maximum of 1,000 records. Visual Force page can show maximum of 1,000 records inside that page, not more than that. That is the limitation given by Salesforce. Why? We can raise a question. Sir, why it is having the limitation of 1,000 records? Why? Because is whenever I'm going to be collecting the records, those records are going to be storing inside the collection. Collection ultimately will goes into that view state. So view state size is very, very limited, that you know that suppose if the more number of records are available, it will occupy more memory from the view state. So it is going to be exceeding the memory space, so that it is causing some exception. So to avoid some burden from that Visual Force page, to avoid some burden from the Visual Force page, so it is going to be indicating that a Visual Force page can show maximum of 1,000 records inside. This not more than that. So Visual Force page can able to represent maximum of 1,000 records on the page. But here I'm having 5,000. How can we show? How to represent this 5,000 records inside my Visual Force page? In this case, what needs to be done? We need to make that inside your page tag. Okay, inside your page tag, we have a property. What is that property? We have a property called as read only property. Read only equals to true. That means what? Whatever the page tag that we have, in that page tag, I would like to make that read only property equals to true. Why? Because is if I'm making this read-only property equals to true, then this read-only property will be giving some more extension for my Visual Force page, that it can able to show more number of records. How many? It will be giving the capability to 10,000 here. Generally, Visual Force page can show maximum of 1,000 records on the page, not more than that. If you want to show more number of records on the Visual Force page, then we have to use the read-only property equals to true inside the page tag. As part of this Visual Force programming, in the page tag already we have discussed the properties. During that time already I have given the property read-only property, which is used to extend the capability of the Visual Force page, that it can show maximum of 10,000 records inside this. But there is a side effect. There is a side effect. What is that side effect? Whenever I'm going to be making the read-only property equals to true, then now in this particular page, the read-only property will prevent the DML operations. Prevent the DML operations. We can't perform any DML operations on this Visual Force page. DML operations will be prevented on the page here. Which one? Read-only property. Read-only, that means this page is a read-only page which can't perform any DML operation. It can't perform insert, update, delete, nothing. It won't allow you to perform any DML operation here. So, but if you want to display only the record, then we can make the read-only property equals to true. Okay, we can make that read-only property equals to true inside the page tag, which is going to be giving the capability to show maximum of 10,000 records inside that Visual Force page. But it is going to be preventing to perform the DML operations on the page. Now, sometimes if you want to show more number of records over there, now, sometimes if you are having more than 10,000 records, then how can we represent it? In this case, we can go with a feature called as pagination. Pagination facility. So by using this pagination, what we can do, whatever the records are available inside this account object, collect those records and then split them to the various small pieces. Okay, split them to the various small pieces over here. Split them to the various small pieces, and then we can able to divide those records to the various small pieces called as pages. And then we can represent only one page at a time inside your Visual First page, so that we can able to reduce the burden on the Visual First page. We no need to show all the records at a time. We can split the record to the various small pieces called as pages, and then in that page, whatever the records are available, those records will be getting visible inside this. That facility is available. So that here, whenever we are going to be representing the records by dividing them to the various small pieces, that is called as pagination, and that feature is also called as paging. Paging or pagination, both are same. Pagination or paging, both are same. So then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Before that, let me give you the note point over here. Upon representing the records on the Visual First page, it can represent maximum of 1000 records. It can represent maximum of 1000 records on the page. To represent more number of records on the page, to represent more number of records on the page, we have to assign the property read only equals to true inside the page tag. We have to assign the property read only equals to true inside the page tag. Then it will provide, then it will enhance the VF page capability to show maximum of 10,000 records at a time. But read-only property will prevent the DML operations on the page. But read-only property will prevent the DML operations on the page. We can't perform any DML operations on the page. Now, so to avoid this problem, to show the more number of records on the page, we can use pagination or paging. Then what we can do in this case, we can divide all the records received from the object into the various smaller pieces called as pages. We can divide all the records received from the object, okay, into the various smaller pieces called as pages, and we can represent each page on the Visual First page at a time. And the user can navigate all the records from first to last and vice versa by using navigation buttons. With the help of the navigation buttons, the user can able to navigate the records from first to last and from last to first. That facility is available. So as part of this pagination or paging, we are going to be dividing the records to the various small pieces called as pages, and then each page record we can able to represent inside the page at a time, and the user can able to navigate the record from first to last and last to first by placing the navigation buttons on the page itself. This feature is called as pagination or paging feature. Then, how can we implement this pagination or paging facility? That means what? Whenever if you want to represent the records, like for example, assume that when you go to your Salesforce instance, I'm having some account records available inside my account object. So I'm having so many account records are available. Almost some 47 records are there, but all the 47 records I don't want to show. I'm selecting the page size that is like as 10. So please display only 10 records. It is showing only 10 records. If you want to see the remaining records, then what we can do? We can go with the navigation buttons. Here we are having that 4 navigation buttons are available. Like as first navigation button, previous, next, and the last. 4 navigation buttons are available. But at a time, it is displaying only 10 records over here. Total number of records are 47, but it is showing only 10 records at a time. So when you click on the next button, next 10 records. When you click on next button, next 10 records. Like that, we can keep on navigate the records from first to last and last to first with the help of these navigation buttons. This feature is called as pagination. This feature is called as pagination. So now then, how can we implement this pagination facility? In order to achieve this pagination, we no need to write the complete code manually by our own. We no need to write the complete code manually by our own. So that facility we can able to collect from a ready-made class called as standard set controller class. Salesforce is providing a ready-made class called as standard set controller class. Standard set controller. Standard set controller is a ready-made class which has been given by Salesforce by default, which contains all the ready-made functionalities to achieve the pagination. Like previously, we have discussed the batch programming. To achieve all the batch programming related functionalities, we are using batchable interface. To achieve all the schedulable functionalities, we are using schedulable interface. Like the similar way, in order to implement the pagination, whatever the features are required, all the features are available inbuilt inside this standard set controller class. Standard set controller is a ready-made class which contains all the ready-made functionalities to implement the pagination. Okay, to implement the pagination, whatever the features are required, all the features are available inside this standard set controller class. Okay, so now it is a common question in the interview point of view. There will raise a question: have you implemented the pagination or not? Then say yes. How did you achieve that? Then you can say to achieve the pagination, we have used standard set controller class. By using the standard set controller class, we have implemented the pagination facility here. Okay, now we can implement the pagination with the help of standard set controller class. With the help of standard set controller class. By using this standard set controller class, we can able to achieve the pagination. So whatever the functionalities are required to achieve the pagination, all the functionalities are inbuilt available inside this standard set controller class. We are having all the functionalities inbuilt inside this. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically how it is implementing this. Now, so when coming to the standard set controller class, it is having so many ready-made methods. Okay, it contains so many ready-made methods are available. So what are the various methods are available as part of this standard set controller class? Okay, as part of this standard set controller class, and then what are the various methods are available? We'll see those methods also. And before that, what is the process? Let me explain first. So generally, we are going to be writing an SQL query in the controller class, and then this SQL query, okay, generally this SQL query will be collecting the records from the object. It will store inside the collection. This data we are representing on the user first page. This is the process we used to do generally here. But now I don't want to show all the records at a time. I want to split them to the various small pieces. Now, in this case, what we can do here? Now let's see practically. In this case, we are using the standard set controller class. How can we use this standard set controller class? Let me explain. What is the functionality? What it will do internally? Let me explain. So we are going to be using the help of a standard set controller class. We are using the help of a standard set controller class. I'm using the help of standard set controller class. So this is my standard set controller class. So this is my standard set controller class. So what this class will do basically here, this class is going to be collecting the records from the object through an SQL query. This class is collecting the records from the object here. This class will be collecting the records from the object. So whatever the records are available inside this object, all the records will be getting collected here through with the help of an SQL query. Through with the help of an SQL query. So it is going to be having an SQL query. Through this SQL query, it will collect those records over here. Now, it is having an SQL query. It is having an SQL query. So I'm having this SQL query. Through this SQL query, it is going to be collecting the record. So it will be having an SQL query. Through this SQL query, it will be collecting all the records available inside this object. Whatever the records are available inside my account object, it will collect all the records by using this SQL query. Now, in this case, upon collecting the records from the object through SQL query, this SQL query will be not executing normally. It will be executing this SQL query by using a separate method. For example, I want to collect these records here. So now how can we collect the record? By preparing an SQL query. How to prepare? Let me explain. Now, we are going to be having this SQL query like this. Select ID, name, rating, industry, annual revenue from account. What are the columns information that you want, we can able to collect all the records. But this SQL query is not executing normally. It will be executing with the help of a method called as database.getQueryLocator method. Database.getQueryLocator method. So database.getQueryLocator method. So what is this a database.getQueryLocator? As of now, we know database.query method, which is used to execute the SQL query dynamically. In order to execute the SQL query dynamically, we are using this database.query method. Then what is this a database.getQueryLocator method? Database.getQueryLocator method is used to execute this SQL query. It will collect all the records. How many? Up to 50 million records. Normal database.query method will return up to 50,000. But database.getQueryLocator method will return up to 50 million. That means 5 crore records it will return. 5 crore records it can return to you. So now this database.getQueryLocator method will be executing this SQL query. It is having the capability to collect up to 50 million records. Once all the 50 million records has been getting collected, what it will do? Where it is placing these records inside the collection? No, collection is not having the capability to store those many number of records inside it. Collection is not having the capability to store these many number of records inside this collection. So that here what it will do, so whatever the records have been getting collected, all those records it is going to placing inside the temporary memory. Whatever the records have been collected, all those records are going to placing inside the temporary memory. So this is the temporary memory. So we have the temporary memories available here. temporary memory. So this is the temporary memory that we have. This is the temporary memory that we have. So we are having some temporary memories available over here. So now inside this temporary memory, all these records will be getting placed. So whatever the records have been getting collected through this SO cable query, all those records are going to be placing inside this temporary memory. So once the records have been getting placed inside this temporary memory, then these records are going to be divided into the various small pieces. Whatever the records are available inside this temporary memory, so now those records are going to be divided into the various small pieces. It will divide the records to the various small pieces. That each piece is called as a page. That each piece is called as a page. So in this case, this is the page 1. This is the page 2. This is the page 3. This is the page 4. This is the page 5. This is the page 6. Like that, it will be dividing that. So in this page, what records will be available? It will be holding the records inside this. Like in the page 1, 1 to 10 records. Page 2, 11 to 20 records. Page 3, 21 to 30 records. Like that, it is dividing the records to various small pieces called as pages. 31 to 40. And the 41 to 50. And the 51 to 60. Like that. It is going to placing those records into the temporary memory, and then the temporary memory will be holding the old records, and all these records are divided into the various small pieces called as pages. That each and every page will be having an index starting from 1. This is the internal concept of standard set controller class. Then who will divide this one? It will take care of with the standard set controller class, but just we have to collect the records, we have to pass to standard set controller class. That's it. From there, what it will do, now standard set controller class is going to be collecting these records. So whatever the records we have collected, okay, whatever the records we have collected, okay, from the SO cable query, through this SO cable query, whatever the records we have collected, now these records are going to be placing. These records are going to be placing over here. Now, so now these records are going to be collecting by this SO cable query. SO cable query will collect all these records. Now, SO cable query will be executing this query by using database.getQueryLocator method. And then once the records have been getting collected, these records are placing inside the temporary memory. In this temporary memory, records are going to be divided into various small pieces called as pages. Then it is indicating that 10 records per page that we can specify. Depends upon the number which we have indicated, it will divide here. We'll see how to pass this, how many records to be visible per page, we can display that. So now it is going to be collecting the records, placing inside the temporary memory. Those records are going to be divided into the various small pieces called as pages. Each and every page will be having a page number. This is called as page 1, page 2, page 3. Like that, the page number is starting from 1. In each and every page, it is having some specific number of records, 10 records, 10 records, 10 records, like that. So totally, how many pages are available over here? 6 pages are available over here. Okay, totally 6 pages are available. Once the records has been divided to the various small pieces, then we can able to represent these records on your Visual First page in the tabular format. So that keep on we can able to collect the records from this particular, okay, the temporary memory, and we can able to represent those records also. We can make a request and then we can able to get the response also. Keep on we can able to show the records over here. So upon click on this button controls, upon click on this navigation buttons, we can able to perform those operations also. That facilities are available. In this case, what needs to be done here, we are going to be indicating this. Here we can able to show the required number of records over here. Only the required number of records we can able to represent over here. In order to redirect the user to that other records, we are going to be adding some navigation buttons. We can add some navigation buttons over here, like first, previous, next, and last. These are the navigation buttons we can provide. We can provide the navigation button. We can provide the navigation buttons. So based on this navigation button, the user can able to navigate the records from first to last and from last to first also. This is how we are going to be implementing that pagination as part of Visual Force page by using standard set controller class. So upon click on that first button, first page record, nothing but page 1 records will be visible. Upon click on last button, last page, nothing but page 6 records will be getting visible. When you click on previous page, nothing but page 5. When you click on next button, page 6. Like that, keep on, we can navigate from page 1 to page 6 to page 1 also. That facility is available here. So in this case, whenever if you want to achieve the pagination facility inside your Visual Force page, we are using the help of a class called as standard set controller class. Standard set controller class is going to be collecting all the records from the object. It is not placing inside a collection. These records it is going to be placing inside the temporary memory. Once the records has been placed inside the temporary memory, it is dividing the records to various small pieces based on the page size which we have indicated. We can decide how many records you want to show per page: 2 records, 3 records, 5 records, 10 records, 25 records, depends upon your requirement. We can specify. So now we can able to collect that page size. Based on that page size, we can able to indicate how many number of records to be get visible per page, and then it will be dividing the records to various small pieces called as pages, and each and every page record we can represent on the Visual Force page, and we can able to navigate the records from first to last and last to first with the help of these navigation buttons. That facility is available as part of your pagination. Then how can we implement this pagination? By using this standard set controller class. Now let's see. So in order to implement this pagination facility, standard set controller class is providing so many ready-made methods. So what are the various methods are available? Now let's see practically. It is providing so many instance methods are available here. So first of all, we have to create the object of this standard set controller class. Now, so we have to create the object like standard set controller test controller equals to new standard set controller. Here we can able to specify the SQL query like as database dot query locator. Here we can specify the SQL query whatever you want. So we have to collect this. Okay, we have to collect this SQL query. That SQL query we have to pass to the database that get query locator method. Get query locator method, and then this method is going to be executing this SQL query placed inside the temporary memory. The temporary memory address will be passing to the standard set controller class. Then it will divide the records to the various small pieces called as pages based on the page size indicated by the end user at the developer. So once the records are available inside that, then we can able to indicate how many number of records you want to have per page here. So for that one, it is providing the various methods. The first method is set page size. Here we can able to indicate that integer value. That means we have to indicate how many number of records to be get visible per page. So if you want to display some 10 records per page, then you can specify. Okay, then you can specify here. Now, yes, controller dot set page size of 10. We can specify that. So depends upon your application requirement, we can able to indicate how many number of records you want to show per page. Based on your application requirement, we can do all these things over here.
What is the maximum size per page? Like
no, there is no limitation. So you can specify 200, 250 also, depends upon your requirement. There is no specific limitation.
But more than 1,000 and all, if you
Uh,
want to do, it is not
no, more
possible.
than 1,000 we can't show. More than 1,000 we can't show that at a time. Even though by using pagination, more than 1,000 we can't show because it is impacting on the application performance. It is putting some more load on the page. To load that all the 1,000 records on the page, it will take more time. So the customer has to wait for some time to load the page completely. Suppose if the internet access is a bit slow, it will take some more time also. At that time, customer may not be having that much of patience to wait till the page is getting loaded. For that reason, here we can able to restrict to maximum 1,000, not more than that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, next one. Once the records has been divided to the various small pieces, then in order to collect that, totally how many number of records are available inside this? To collect the number of records, total number of records are what here? 60 records totally. So to get that one, we are using a method called as integer result size. There is a method called as result size method, which is going to be returning how many number of records has been written by this SQL query. In order to know how many number of records have been written by this SQL query, we are using this result size method, which will be returning an integer which indicates how many number of records have been written by the SQL query. Next. Now, so initially, which page records you want to display? First page records. How can we collect the first page records? For that one, we have a method called as first method. First method is used to display the first page record. That means this method is going to be collecting the first page, nothing but page 1. It will collect the first 10 records, it will represent. If you want to go to that next page, suppose when you click on that next button, next page record has to go, nothing but second page. For that one, we have a method called as next method. Next method is used to indicate, please go to the next page and display the next page records to me. And then, if you want to go back to the previous page over here, for that one, we have previous method. To go to that last page, we are having that last method. We have last method to collect that last page records. Now, so now in this case here, so now if you want to know, suppose for example, whenever I'm moving to the last, suppose for example, when you see here, when you go to the last here, now the last page, last button and the next button has been disabled because we don't have any more steps. We don't have any more pages. Currently, we are at the last page. We don't have any more pages right now. So that it is disabled in this one. In order to know whether do we have next pages available or not, we are using a method called as next. Boolean as next. So what this method will do, this method is used to indicate do we have next pages are available or not. If the next pages are available, some more pages are there, it returns true, or else it returns false. Now, like the similar way, when you go to that first page over here, currently I'm at the first page. Now, do we have any previous button here? No, because currently we are at the first page. We don't have any previous. We don't have any previous because we are at the first step only right now. We don't have any previous. We don't have any back. We have to move forward. So for that one, to know that do we have the previous page records are available or not, we have a method called as Boolean has previous. Has previous method, which is used to indicate whether the previous page records are available or not. If yes, it returns true, or else it returns false. Next. Now, in order to know the current page number, okay, current page number, we are using a method called as integer page number. There is a method called as page number, which is used to identify what is the current page index. In order to know the current page index, we are going to be using this page number. Why? Because it is indicating over here. Okay, why? Because it is indicating over here current page number is 1. Okay, current page number is 1. So in order to know that current page number, we are going to be using that method called as page number method. To get the current page records, we are using the method called as get records. We are using that method called as get records method. The get records method is going to be returning the records in the form of list collection, list of the subject tag. list of a subject type. So to collect the current page records, we are using the method called as get records method, which will be collecting the current page records, which will be returning in the form of list collection of a subject type. We have to typecast into our own type, and then those records we can able to represent on your Visual Force page also. These are the various methods are available as part of this standard set controller class. Standard set controller class is providing the various methods. Set page size. In order to indicate the number of records to be visible per page, we are using this set page size method. To know how many number of records has been written. So because it is indicating total 47 records are available, to know that we are using this result size. To get the first page records, first method. To get the next page records, next method. To get the previous page records, previous method. To get the last page records, last method. In order to know, do we have the next page records available or not, we are using as next. To know the previous page records are available or not, we are using as previous. To collect the current page index number, we are using this page number. Page index will be always starting from 1, not from 0. It will be always starting from 1, like as starting from page 1, page 2, page 3, like that. And then to get the current page records, we are using get records. These are the various methods are available as part of this standard set controller class. Then how to use this standard set controller class? Now let's see practically to achieve the pagination functionality. Now let's see practically in this case. Now, let me implement this. Take a small use case. Design a Visual Force page to represent the account records in the tabular format and divide the records to the various pages by using pagination feature with the help of standard set controller class. Excuse me, and provide the navigation buttons to navigate the records from first to last and vice versa. So this is my use case. I want to represent all the account records. Whatever the account records are available inside my account object, I want to collect all those account records. I want to divide them to the various small pieces called as pages, and I want to represent those records on my Visual Force page in the form of tabular format. Those account record name I want to show in the form of hyperlink also. So upon click on that name, it has to open that record automatically. That feature I want commonly. You know that how to implement that feature already. Let's see how can we implement this functionality now. So let me design a Visual Force page. Apex. Account records pagination page. Account records pagination page. I'm preparing a Visual Force page with the name account records pagination page. So with this name, we don't have any page right now. So it is indicating that message. So now the page doesn't exist. I want to create the page. So click on that link. The page will be getting prepared for you. Now, I'm going with the standard functionalities here, standard properties. Setup equals to false. Sidebar equals to false. Show header equals to true. Tab style equals to the customer object tab style. I'm applying some default properties. Next, I would like to have the section header title equals to, I'm indicating that pagination, subtitle equals to accounts pagination. Now, I'm indicating the form tag. Here I'm preparing that page block. Title equals to account records. Here I would like to specify that page block table. Here I would like to place the page block table. In this page block table, I would like to represent the records. Then how can we do that? Now let's see practically in this case. Whenever we are preparing the page block table, for that page block table tag, we have to pass that collection name, right? Data source, right? We have to pass where property, right? So for that one, we have to prepare the business logic first. So let me add the business logic first here. Let me prepare the controller class. Controller equals to account records pagination controller. Account records pagination controller. I'm preparing a class. Click on this link, the class will be getting prepared for you. Now, inside this, I'm going to be implementing the functionality. So what needs to be done? First of all, we have to prepare a standard set controller class object. Because here we need to specify, we need to collect all the records over here. So that I'm going to be preparing a property. Because just we are collecting the records, we are representing on the visual first page, that's it. We are not performing any DML operations on this record. So that here I would like to prepare a property with only the get accessor. With only the get accessor over here. Then how can we collect that? Now let me explain practically in this case over here. Public, I'm indicating that apex pages dot standard set controller. I'm preparing a property by giving the name as set controller. This is the property which I'm preparing right now. So now my property name is set controller. This is the property name. So now in this case, just the difference is, suppose if it is a method or property, if you're having the braces over here, it is a method. If it is not having the braces, it is a property. That is the difference here. Now we have to specify the access specifier and the return type. It is returning that standard set controller type, and then the property name is set controller. So now here in this case, I would like to specify that I want to collect only the records from Apex class to Visual First Page just to show. For that one here, I'm using this get accessor. I'm preparing this get accessor. I don't want to use the set accessor over here. I don't want to use set accessor, so that I'm indicating set semicolon. Now, inside this, what we need to do, we need to verify that. We need to pass that records. For that one, I'm verifying this. If set controller equals to null, that means if this standard set controller class object is null, then I want to collect the records I want to place inside this. How can we do that? Set controller equals to new apex pages. Set controller equals to new apex pages dot standard set controller. Here we can able to specify that. It's workable query. Database dot get query locator. Inside this, I'm placing this as workable query. Select ID of the account record, name of the account record, rating value, industry, annual revenue, and the type ownership, phone, fax, active status, from account, order by name. So whatever the account records are available, I'm collecting all the account records. Whatever the account records are available, I'm collecting all the account records over here from this account object. I'm collecting all the account records from the object, and then I'm going to be arranging those records based on that name column in the ascending order, and those records I'm going to placing inside my standard set control class. I'm placing these records, and then I would like to return these records over here. So I'm indicating return set controller. I'm returning this. No
Ownership
such column.
API name is
Ownership. Now, so now here in this case, so now we are going to be collecting this all the account records information from the account object, and then I'm placing those records inside my standard set controller class. From there, it is going to be dividing this record to various small pieces called as pages based on the page size. So in this case, to get that records here, based on the page number, to get the records, I'm preparing a method. Public list of account, get accounts. Okay. I'm going to be collecting this list of account records. How can we collect these records here? For that one, first of all, we have to specify the page size, so that I'm indicating set controller dot set the page size. How many records you want to display? I'm indicating some 5. And then we can collect the records here, so that we can collect the record set controller dot get records. Based on the current page, we can able to collect the records, but it is returning the records in the form of list of a subject. We need to convert into our own type. What is our own type? List collection. List of what? Account type. Convert those records into our own type over here, and then return those records. Return those records. I'm going to be collecting those account records, and we can represent these records inside our page block table. So that's it. Business logic is over. Nothing. Generally, when you go to Java, .NET, you have to write some hundreds of lines of code to achieve the pagination. But here, everything is ready-made. Nothing to do. Very less lines of code. Now let's go with that table format and then represent the records. Affects page block table. Value property equals to accounts. And then I'm indicating var equals to ACC. And then we can able to indicate that. We can specify the functionality. I'm indicating the column value equals to ACC dot rating, apex column value equals to ACC dot industry, apex column value equals to ACC dot annual revenue, apex column value equals to ACC dot type, apex column value equals to ACC dot ownership, apex column value equals to ACC dot phone, apex column value equals to ACC dot fax, apex column value equals to ACC dot active status. And then I want to show the name, but name should be I want to display in the form of hyperlink, so that I'm using this apex column tag. I'm indicating that by apex column. I would like to indicate that header value equals to account name. I'm indicating this apex output link, I'm indicating this account record name. ACC.name, I want to indicate that. Value equals to slash, you can specify that ACC.id. I want to redirect the user to the account record ID. You know all these concepts. And then target property equals to underscore blank. Please open that record in a blank tab. So in this case, it is indicating the records over here. So by default, it is representing the first 5 records. So what happened whenever the page is getting loaded? So now it is going to be executing this particular property over here. It is executing this property, and then this property is going to be dividing the records to the various small pieces based on that page size which I have indicated. It will collect the first page record. That first page records will be getting visible in the table or format. But how can we see the remaining records here? How can we navigate to the next pages? For that one, I would like to place the navigation buttons. How to place the navigation buttons? Now let's see practically in this case. So I would like to have the page black buttons section. Apex page block buttons section. I'm indicating that. As part of this page block buttons, I'm indicating that location. Or else within the table also we can able to specify, no problem. We no need to go with the page block buttons here. Directly we can able to place inside this also, no problem. How can we do that? Below this page block table, I would like to specify. I'm indicating 2 break lines. I would like to place that. How can we specify? I'm indicating that command links. Apex command link. Value equals to, we can specify here. I'm indicating that first. I'm indicating that first button. This is the caption. Command button, command link, both are same, just the appearance is different. It is indicating that first. And then I'm indicating command link. Value equals to previous. Apex command link. Value equals to next. Apex command link, value equals to last. Now I want to place this one in the center part, so that here I'm indicating this center tag. I'm indicating by center. We can able to place. I'm placing this one, but all this has been mixed up. Like as appending, I want to give some space, so that I'm using NBSP, nothing but new blank space. Ampersand NBSP and ampersand NBSP. Nothing but I'm giving 3 blank spaces here. New blank space. I want to indicate in the form of bold format, so that I'm using this bold tag and then by bold. So I'm placing this button over here. These are the 4 navigation buttons which I'm placing inside this. First, previous, next, last. So these are the navigation buttons which are placed. So when you click on that first button, it has to display the first set of records. When you click on the previous button, it has to show the previous set of records. When you click on the next button, next page records. When you click on last button, last page records. Then how can we bind here? When you click on next button, nothing will happen. Same page will be getting refreshed. I want to show the next page records. How? For that one, simply we can able to call. So now command link. First, upon click on the first button, first page record has to get visible, so that I'm using action property. Action equals to which method you would like to call? We have to call standard set controller dot first method. That's it. Done. We no need to write that business logic. These are ready-made methods given by Salesforce. Upon click on the previous button, I would like to display the previous set of records. Call that method. Standard set controller dot previous. Upon click on this next button, I want to call the next method. So I'm indicating action property equals to, we have to specify set controller dot next method. Upon click on that last button, I would like to call the last method, so that you can specify standard set controller dot last method. So I'm calling this method over here. So once the method has been getting called, I would like to refresh only this page block. Okay, don't refresh the whole page. Only this page block I would like to refresh. So I'm indicating that ID equals to pg block. I want to refresh only this page block, so that I'm indicating that re-render. Re-render equals to pg block. Here also re-render equals to pg block. Here also I would like to re-render. Re-render equals to pg block. This page block I would like to refresh. Don't refresh the whole page. Re-render equals to pg block. I would like to refresh only this particular page block, so not the entire page. Now let's see. Currently we are at the first page. When you click on this next button, next records will be getting visible. When you click on next button again, next set of records, next set of records, next set of records, next set of records. When you click on last set of records will be getting visible. Totally 47 records are available. Per page it is showing that 5 records, so that 9 pages are over. In the 10th page it is having 2 records. If you want to see that previous page record, then click on previous. Now the previous set of records, previous set of records, previous set of records, previous set of records. If you want to go to the first, then click on first set of records. That means we can navigate the records from first to last and from last to first also just by invoking that method ready-madely. That's what here Salesforce has given all the methods inbuilt. Generally in the other programming languages, we have to write the code. We have to build this business logic manually by our own. But here ready-madely, just method is there, call the method directly. That's it. It will take care of everything internal. Now, for example, here we can raise the question. So I want to disable these buttons over here. Like for example, when I go to my account records here, currently we are at the first page. I am going to be the first button and the previous button has been disabled. So in this case, what happened? If you have the previous set of record, then only display, or else don't display that. How can we do this one? How to disable? I'm indicating that. Here also. So now in this case, please display this button when I'm indicating this. Now, rendered. In order to indicate whether the button to be visible or not, we are using rendered property. When you want to display, if we were having the previous button, previous page is available. So I'm indicating that set controller dot has previous. If you're having the previous set of records, then only display the first button and then previous button. Here RS don't display that. Okay, if you are having the previous set of record, it returns true, so it will be indicating display equals to true. Now, rendered equals to, I'm indicating that set controller dot has previous. Here also. Okay, if you're having the previous page record, then only you will be having the previous button will be enabled, first button will be enabled. Or else currently we're at the first page, so no need to click on the first button again. Like the similar way, when you go to the last, then I would like to deactivate next button and then last button, because we don't have any more next record. Next pages are not available here. Like the similar way, I want to indicate what is that method here. We are having that has next. Ready-made methods are available. I'm indicating this action. So rendered equals to, we can specify if standard set controller dot has next. Do we have the next set of records are available? Then only display that. Render equals to, we can indicate standard set controller dot has next. Now I'm indicating this. I want to display these buttons here. I would like to enable and disable these buttons. I want to enable or disable these buttons based on this particular button controls. Now, so let's see that currently the first button and the previous button is not visible, because currently we are at the first page. When you click on that next button, now the next page is visible. Aligned with that, you can go back to that, because I'm at the second page, so we can go back to the previous page also. Click on next page records, we can able to display over here. Okay, we are at the last, so that no next button, no last button. We can able to come back to the previous. Again, we can come back to the previous. We can go to that records also. Click on first, we can able to see the first set of records as well. Like that, we can able to navigate the records from first to next and next to last to first to next and last to first also. Depends upon your requirement. Now, let me show you one more enhancement over here. Here it is indicating that 41 to 47 are 47. Totally, how many number of records are available? It is indicating over here. I want to represent that count also. That means currently which set of records we are visible right now inside this. I want to know that. How can we implement this one? Now let's see practically. I want to indicate that which records are visible right now. I want to indicate. For that one, I would like to use an output label. Before this button controls, I would like to use that output label. Apex output label or output text also we can use. I'm indicating of. I want to indicate the total number of records. How many total number of records are available? Set controller dot result size. Result size, which is indicating okay, what is the total number of records are available. Here I'm indicating the blank spaces here. NBSP and percent NBSP. Let's see. Totally, how many number of records are available? It is indicating 47. Okay, 47. Total number of records are 47. So I would like to indicate like this. Okay, 47. Now the current page to the first to last of that the page number here. I want to indicate. I would like to do some calculation for this. Like as when you go to the first, you will be having 1 to 10. When you click on next button, next 10, nothing but 11 to 20. Like that, I need to do some formula over here. I need to prepare this formula here, expression. I want to indicate that how can we do that calculation. Here I'm indicating this. I would like to indicate this information. For that one, I would like to collect that information here. So how to do that? Now let's see practically in this case. So I would like to specify from the 1. 1 means what? Current page number. Okay, based on that current page number, we can able to specify. Okay, set controller dot page number. So for example, currently I'm at the first page. Page number is 1. It is representing the records from 1 to 1 here. Now, so in this case, what we can do, we will need to do some calculation here. We need to prepare some formula over here. Now, I would like to indicate that the page number -1. Like as 1 minus 1 0. Okay, 1 minus 1 0. I'm going to multiplying over here. Okay, multiplying with the page number. Okay, I would like to indicate with the page size. So in this case here, we are going to be using that method over here. Set controller dot page size plus 1. Why I'm using this formula is, why I'm using this expression is, okay, now let's see in this case. So now why I'm using this expression is, I would like to indicate that. So now collect that page number. Current page is what? 1. 1 minus 1, that means 0. 0 into page size. What is the page size? 5. 0 into 5, that will be 0. And then plus 1. That means 0 plus 1, 1. So it is indicating that 1. And here we can able to specify 2. Okay, here we can able to specify that value over here. So now here, what is that page number over here? 1 to 5. So now we would like to indicate that here. I'm indicating that. Set controller dot page number into set controller dot page size. Okay, page size. Here I'm indicating this here. So now in this case, I would like to specify 1, 2, I would like to indicate that 5. Okay, 1 to 5 are 47. For that one, I have prepared some expression over here. Now let's see, it is indicating that. So 1 to 5 are 47. When you click on next button, 6 to 10 are 47. When you click on next button, 11 to 15 are 47. When you click on next, 16 to 20. When you click on next button, 21 to 25. When you click on next button, 26 to 30. When I click on previous, it will be indicating 21 to 25. When I click on previous, 16 to 20. When I click on previous, okay, 11 to 15. When I click on first, okay, 1 to 5. Like that, it is indicating this.
Sir,
Now, so now here we are indicating this, the page numbers also. Along with that, it is indicating the record numbers also. From which record to which record currently we are viewing this. So for that one, we are implementing this functionality over here. 1 to 5 are 47. Like when you click on the next button, we can see the next set of records. 6 to 10 are 47. Like that, we can able to represent the records also inside this. This is a way we can able to achieve the pagination. Here we are representing the record names in the form of hyperlink. When you click on this hyperlink, record will be getting visible automatically in the next tab over here. The detail page, you can able to see that record also. That facility will be available to you as it is. This is how we are going to be implementing the pagination inside your Visual Force programming by using standard set controller class. So let's see, the business logic is very less. We have written hardly some 8 to 9 lines of code, nothing else. Okay, this is one line, this is another line, and then 2 more lines of code. That's it. Hardly within some 8 to 9 lines of code, we are able to achieve this much of complex functionalities by using the help of ready-made methods given by Salesforce. These all are ready-made methods. We haven't prepared anything. This is how we are implementing the pagination inside your Visual Force program. Okay.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So are this record like inline editable, sir?
Which one? Here we can't modify that because it is read-only. We can double display the record. That's it. We can't modify the record. If you want to modify, open the record and then go to the detail page. Then you can do the modification one by one. Okay. These are visible purpose. Not we can't modify these values.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
So do the practice on this one today.
sir,
Yeah.
instead of first and last, but we can replace it with a button, sir.
Yes, you can place the button instead of using this like as command link. Just you can able to use this command button. That's it. Okay. Don't use this command link. Just you can use command button. That's it. Let me place this one. I'm using this command button starting, and then here I'm placing this. It is also last instead of using this command button. Properties are same. That's what I told you previously here. Command button, command link, both are same. Just the appearance is different. That's it, nothing else. We can able to place the button controls. Click on next button, you will be having the buttons available.
No, sir. Image, I'm saying like there is a forward and backward buttons like there, right? So that kind of image.
Now we have to place that images over here by using that image tag separately. By using that image tag, we have to specify that images. We have to place somewhere those images inside that static resources. From there, we have to display that images here.
Okay, sir.
So can we change the number of records in a page? Can we give options like 5, 10, 20, like in standard?
Yeah. Then at that time, we can able to specify one text box or one pick list. That value we have to pass to this particular method. That's it. For this method, we have to pass that value. Simple. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
So do the practice on this one. Tomorrow we'll see some more concepts. And then that already I told you. Tomorrow